everyone. It's Auntie. And I am here to do my review on Married at First Sight. Oh my goodness, y'all. Come on in here. Let's discuss this. Okay. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you so much for being part of this family. And to all of my nieces and nephews who've been with your auntie for the long haul, thank you so much for your continued support. I am on my way to work, but I was like, okay, I have got to talk about this episode of Married at First Sight. All right, so look, we're going to go ahead on from one couple to the other couple, and then we're going to wrap this thing up. So excuse not being able to see your auntie, but eventually, the sun will come out. Okay, so we're looking at the couples. The doctor talks about, these couples have been in the fantasy island. They went on the honeymoon with the whoop whoop and the boop boop boop. And then they're back home and they're settled. It's 5 weeks now into the marriage of these couples. And we see them actually, trying to incorporate their lives together. So the first couple is Jacqueline and Ryan. Ryan's a hoot. He loves Jacqueline. He's a jack of all trades. He's a carpenter, a firefighter. He owns real estate. He's a paintball guy. I don't know what you call him, but and then he's a gamer. And he really has a whole lot of stuff that's going on in his life. And Jacqueline is a little bit concerned on whether or not he's going to be able to incorporate her into his life because he's got so much going on and he really does have a lot going on. And so, basically, they go out because they were supposed to show each other their romantic side. So they go out and, you know, they go out to a boat and it's his friend and her friend. I guess they're single. I hope they're single. And they go out and everything and calls himself Captain Ryan and they meet Captain Peter and they get on the boat and everything and they're riding on the boat and while they're on the boat, she tells her girlfriend that, he does not um have a lot of time to spend. That's one of her concerns. She's kind of concerned that this man doesn't spend a lot of time with her. And that's a valid concern. He's out there, being pulled on the raft and everything, him and his homeboy, and they're having the time of their life. But, Jacqueline is like, when he was at the firehouse, I missed him. And she said, and I kept calling him and asking him, when he was going to come home. As many of you all know, firefighters have like 24 hours on, 24 hours off. And so, they're gone for a whole entire day. She said she was lonely laying in the bed without her bookie. So, so I guess she really likes this guy. She has a conversation with him. It appears to be like the next night. She has a conversation with him, and she tells him, I'm a bit concerned about, how much time you spend out of the home. And Ryan says, well, this is who I am. I've been doing this for the last 10 years. Okay, and that's why you have been single and unmarried for the last 10 years because you have not learned how to incorporate a woman into your lifestyle. If you're married to somebody, that's something that you got to learn how to do. You got to learn how to incorporate that woman in and make her feel, special and make her feel wanted and all of that kind of stuff. And so, she's like, okay, well, I'm not going to press the issue tonight because I want to get me some, but this is going to be a conversation we're going to have. And but for right now, I'm gonna table it, which I thought was very smart. Go ahead on the table that conversation. Come back to it another time. So the next day, I guess, or the next time we see them, she's home and he picks her up at the threshold. He opens up the door and he has roses and faux candles lit all over the apartment, coming from the front room all the way back to the bedroom, and then on the bed he has a wine bucket with ice in it and some chilled champagne or wine and two glasses, and he's just, like, I want to show her that I do care about her, that I will incorporate her into my life. So I guess he had some time to kind of think about it, which is good. I mean, it's a good sign. And she's ecstatic. She looks really cute. Her little outfit, that she went to work in. I was like, okay, go ahead, Barbie. So basically, he goes into the room. He was like, you just sit back. He gives it a little. He pops the bottle of champagne, and she's sitting there, and he's like, I want you to go ahead and get relaxed. I'll be right back. And so he comes back out, and he has a carpenter tool belt on because she told him that she was more attracted to carpenters than she was to firefighters. And he has no shirt on, nasty hairy chest, but I mean, to each his own. And then, he wants to, basically romanticize her with this carpenter little outfit on. Y'all, that was a carp. I almost hit it. He wants to romanticize, um, um, not romanticize. He wants to have a romantic night with her, and he's like, I can use all these tools in my tool belt, and woo woo woo, and it's just flat out cute. And so, she feels heard. She feels wanted. She feels needed. She feels like her husband has a sacrifice. I'm hoping that they continue down this path. But I'm going to tell you right now, with all these couples, okay, I'm a little bit afraid. The next couple we see is Jephte and Shawnice. Jephte and Shawnice is doing the damn thing, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, they doing it. They are doing it. Okay. So anyway, basically, she gets up and he's there in the kitchen at the bar, and she's like, I had some gift cards, and I went and bought a couple of things, and I wanted to share with you. So he was like, oh, okay, what is it? He's kind of, he a little cautious, a little suspicious because Shawnee's off the chain. So anyway, basically, Shawnee's ends up opening it up in this lingerie, and I'm thinking to myself, if you brought your man some lingerie, Shawnee's, just put it on and surprise him. You don't have to show him. I mean, no man wants to see lingerie. So at that point, they had a conversation, and Jephte revealed that he doesn't like it that much because he sees thinks that it's useless. There's a lot of guys that think that way about lingerie. They like, for what? It's just gonna come right back off. I'd rather see you butt naked. You know what I'm saying? So, as a result, they laugh and giggle and everything. And he's like, I'm attracted to my wife. She doesn't need all of this. And I am so happy to hear him say he is attracted to Shawnee's. Shawnee's is still wearing her natural hair. See, natural hair wins. Well, natural hair girls could do it. But she does have it, much neater than it has been. I noticed that when they go out and they have time that they spend with other couples, she puts wigs on. But when she's at home with him, she's all natural. And I just say, flip it up with your husband too. You know what I'm saying? Be a sexy senorita one day. And then next day, get up and be a little bit of cafe olay. Um, get up another day and just be like, oh my God, blondes really do have fun. Like, switch it up with your husband too, Shawty. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, I digress. So, you know, we see him, the next time we see him, he comes into the house. They talk about a pole, right? She said that she had taken some strip pole classes. And she was like, we can get a pole in the house. She was like, get a gold pole, woo, 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 woo. So the next day he comes home and she's standing up there in a full fledged firefighter outfit. It was adorable. I was like, it's real cheap though, but it was it was adorable. Ladies, there are other websites that you can go to other than the costume store to get some outfits, some sexy outfits, and they ain't got to be looking cheap like that. But okay, I digress. That's not the point. But y'all need to go. So anyway, she has his little firefighter outfit on. Jeff D comes in and his hair is out. And I was like, okay, he looks real different. He free. He letting his hair down too. So I thought it was really cute. He had his hair out and he came in and he was like, oh Lord. She had candles on the table and some dollar bills and stuff, and she had the strip pole up in the kitchen. I was like, I wouldn't eat up in that mother no more. Ain't no way in the world I would want a sandwich about this, 'cause I don't know what's up in that mayonnaise. You understand what I'm saying? Or the ketchup. But anyway, I digress. She had a stripper pole up in the kitchen, and she gave up to a show. She because she knew that it was being filmed and everything. She wanted to be respectable, and it was very very cute. She told Jeopardy what her fantasy was. That her fantasy was is to see her husband bring her 3 dozen of roses, white roses, and take her out on a date. That was her fantasy. And because I guess this week was really basically trying to talk about romance, or to help the couples with romance in their relationships. And so she does this little striptease dance for her. She falls down on the pole real hard, and he was like, you know what? Just her making the effort is enough for me. I love it. She's made the effort. Wooty wooty woo, blah 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 blah. I was like, okay, go ahead, Jeppy. You really coming out. Y'all know I'm all over the place, but I am trying to drive to work. So she was just like, I thought that everything she did was perfect. I loved it. I loved his response to it. It's nothing like doing something, coming out of your character to do something different, and it's being and they receive it, because he did receive it. He liked it, and I liked it for them. I like to see the youthfulness of them. I'm starting to really like them, but I'm scared as I don't know what. Like, there's a part of me that's like, this joint gonna probably crash and burn. I'm hoping this now, but I'm telling you now, I'm so nervous. Write down in the comments if you're nervous about this. I'm so nervous about this relationship. I just don't know how long it's gonna go. Like, for real. So anyway, after that, the next time we see them, he meets her in a look like a back alleyway. I don't know if she was getting off work, coming out to shop or what. And he has 3 dozens of white roses, and she is just jumping up and down. And he has roller skates around his neck, and he tells them that they're going roller skating, and she is just ecstatic. And he's happy too, because he's pleasing his wife. And so I was like, Jeff, go ahead. Okay, Jeffy. And so, basically they go roller skating, and she said usually a romantic date for me would be to go out to dinner. She said, but he showed me that romance can be done in a different too. I was like, okay, yes, definitely. It is working out. So anyway, they've been having passionate sex, you know what I'm saying? Roller skating, like they getting it on. They doing what they let's get it on. Ah, let's get it on. I was like, okay. So the next couple that we're going to end up closing off with is Marley and John. Like, I'm telling y'all, we have been saying for weeks that there was some some something wrong with the milk, and it really was. We see this chick. I don't know what Marley's problem is now, but I'm gonna try to see if I could diagnose a little bit something. I'm gonna try to do a little something. So we see Marley coming in from work. We see John, he's still frustrated, sexually frustrated. And I don't even think it's just sexually. I just think that he wants to be intimate and feel like he is needed, loved, and wanted. The same thing that Shanice was going through. Basically, you know, they he says, you know what, she says she likes me in the suit. I'm gonna put a suit on for her and have a romantic dinner. He cooked a fish dinner. He's not a good cook, but he ate for the effort, John. So he does all of that kind of stuff. He got champagne out. He's got candles lit all over the house. Trying to create a romantic atmosphere for stick in the butt Molly. So Molly comes in, right? Excuse me, y'all. These people don't want to let me lunch your auntie over. Say, let my auntie over. There we go. The Lexus truck let me over. Thank you. So we got so she comes into the house and everything. She sees this romantic dinner that he did for her. Wait a minute, no, I'm skipping something. I'm no, I'm going too fast because Jeffy and Shawnee's met them at the bowling alley because John is like really struggling. So they met at the bowling alley to have fun. At the bowling alley, she tells Shawnee's what her sister said because remember the sister had asked what was his in what area does she lack, and he said I like redheads because he wasn't going to tell his sister that your sister is lacking in every area. So Shawnee's was like, I'll make you a wig and wooty wooty woo, wooty wooty woo. Shawnee's, I swear I hope that you didn't make that wig. It looks like Molly picked that stuff up from the store somewhere. I don't know. But they've been struggling in this relationship. We see them try to talk, and she's in the bed with him. Molly is, and she's like, you know, we never have a time where we don't talk. The conversation is easy, and all of that. So, like, what is it going to do? What's going to trigger Molly to be intimate with her husband? Like, I am not getting this. So anyway, she says that he has this is his fantasy to be with a redhead. So now we see John making this romantic dinner for her. She comes home, she's flirting with him with her eyes. She's giving him all the love signals. She's doing all of that kind of stuff. And then she's receptive. She's like, I don't care if the food tastes nasty, just him making this effort is is warming my heart. I'm very attracted, ed to him. Wooty wooty woo. But she will. Okay. So she tells John, I have a surprise for you. So John's like, okay, all right, cool. She goes into the room. She changes her clothes, puts some little leggings and stuff on, and she comes out with the red wig on. She sits on his lap. She's drinking his champagne. She's flirting. She's giving him the love signals. She's doing all the things that John wants, and John is thinking, okay, this is gonna be it right here. I'm about to give me some nookie. Like, ah, like to give somebody all the signs that you're going to give them some, and then not give them some. It's just cruel to me. If you're not gonna go there, don't go there at all. She basically, as a woman, you are the captain to the ship anyway. We as women, we control how far we go with our men. Like that's what we do. So John is thinking, okay, we about to. Well, he driving slow like that. Oh my God, you irritating. Hold on, y'all. Is that Grandpa? Let me see. Yep, that's Grandpa. Look like he going fishing. So, excuse me, y'all. Y'all know y'all. So, the next day, so John picks her up. She's got the sexy wig on. She's flirting with them. She's doing all that kind of stuff. She's giving him all the green lights. He picks her up, takes her into the room. They're laughing and they're giggling. Next thing we see is she said, I'm tired. Let's put our PJs on. Oh, yeah, you tired, all right. Needless to say, she doesn't have make love with him. She doesn't give him anything. but just love signals. But when it's time for her to go through with it, there's a big disconnect. Satellite dish ain't working, Wi-Fi ain't on. And John is like, I'm not letting this go another with her. So he sits down. She's quote unquote tired. She has her PJs on, but she's on social media, scrolling through her phone. And he's like, look, I like you. You're a nice woman and everything, but this has got to stop. You give me these different signals, but you just won't go and we won't do anything. And she's like, basically, her thing is, I'm not attracted to you in this moment. What the does that mean? Like, I don't get what that means. Neither does he. And he's like, well, we've been together. You know me, the men that you've gone, you moved faster with them. Living with me, we've been dating every day, going out to restaurants, wine and dining, you doing all of this kind of stuff for 5 weeks. Did you know them better in 5 weeks? Did you know me? And she's like, no. But what I noticed about acne on her face, and like I don't know what that acne is about, but Molly's makeup is only thing it's gonna do is aggravate that. So what you need to do is just exfoliate, clean your skin real good, and let it heal so that you don't have all these big. She got these big bumps on her face, and I know my daughter dealt with teenage acne, and one of the things that we did for her teenage acne. You ain't a teenager, but one of the things that we did was cleanse, exfoliate, cleanse, exfoliate. I'm just saying, charcoal, baby, charcoal. So anyway, she's like, no, of course I know you better, but I'm just with them. It was an instant attraction, and that's why. And he was like, how can you not be offended? So he ended up saying to her, you and your girlfriend were out at the club. You met a frat guy. You and your girlfriend had a menage a trois with him that night. But you've been with me for 5 weeks and you find me so unattractive. When he first said it, she didn't understand what he said because, like I said, she was tapped out of the conversation. But when he said it the second time, below belt, hear you bring up some college stuff. And you know what? How dare you tell your new husband what you did in college? That's the thing. He wouldn't have known. It isn't like the therapist and the relationship experts told him. He wouldn't have known if you hadn't said anything about it. Molly, I mean, what made you think that it was okay for you to tell your current husband that you're not having sex with, that you had a menage a trois when you were in college? What you was trying to convince him that he would eventually get some? Then, he's like, what's the need of us staying in this relationship? How long do you expect me to last? She wants him to go all the way to the end of the experiment, hoping that in weeks she would come around. No, John is like, I really want a person. One of the things that John said, is that you and I both, when we talk and we communicate, even with the therapist, we are the same people. We realize that we are the same people as far as our personality. He said, so what it means to me is that you don't like yourself. And I think that that's what it is. She came to all this, she's in all this pressure because this is what her girlfriends and she's got all these. She's gonna say she thinks that John is the one who has these unreasonable expectations. No, with a woman that he's married to for 5 weeks expects to at least have some kind of intimate moment. Now, nobody expects to be with somebody 5 weeks, Molly, and they You keep saying I'm not attracted to you, but he's right. You would have a menage a trois with somebody else. Go bye. Let's go. So basically, she goes off and she's like, I'm done with this. I'm done with you. You know what, Molly? You looking for an excuse to get out this relationship, this thing. And I don't think that she's not sexually attracted to John. I think that she likes having this control and this power over John. And I think she wants to run this thing the way she wants to run it. And she wants him to beg and whine and dine her. Well, okay, well, he's doing that. He's been doing that for 5 weeks. I just think it's a control thing with her. I think that, she wants to have control. She wants to appear to be perfect and everything, but she's broken in the inside. She's probably made mistakes in relationships, and now she wants him to pay for it. But you can't make somebody else pay for mistakes that you've made in your life. Oh my God, look at this poor. Jesus, wow. So basically, it ends there. Tell me what you think down in the comments. I really do believe that Molly wants control over this relationship. I believe that she did this because she felt pressure from everybody else um, around her. All her girlfriends and everybody was getting married and having babies, and she felt left out. And now she has this man in her life, and this isn't really what she wants. She, apparently, during her college year was just a straight hoe, like straight up hoe. Like who meets a frat boy and says we're going to have a threesome with you and goes through with it, and then tells their current husband about it. Like who does that? Molly does. Anyway, y'all, thank you so much for riding with Auntie. I love you all. We will talk to each other soon. Hopefully tonight I'll be able to get my Little Women of Atlanta review up. I didn't do it last week because it was just a filler episode to me and it was dumb as hell. So anyway, I love you all. Have a great day on purpose. Bye.